Hello and welcome back to Tabletop Dubshot, a live-action D&D game with all baristas. I am Renee, your dungeon master, and with me is Bela,
Val,
PE,
Boca,
and Jordan.
Pierce.
Last we left off, our party was split as Buka went to make a late-night delivery to one of Hekan's warehouses. About to walk in and doing the secret knock, a massive explosion nearly collapses the whole building. Buka originally hides in the shadows after he doesn't die, but knows some of the people in the fire, and after casting heroism on himself, chooses to run in the fire instead to help where he could. Not far behind, Val and Pierce, hearing this explosion, leave the Leaning Tree and Patricia's bachelorette party to investigate. They run into the fire and help Buka to check on survivors. Only finding one person, they start to leave the building, but instead encounter two knights that seem to be the cause of this fire. A fight ensued and things were looking precarious, but our party was successful. One of the last things that this knight said before dying was a comment about the Pyre. And that is where we are now. You guys have Bhatia at this point around each of your shoulders. And I think originally it was Buka and Val. I think they were on either side. And so you guys start heading out. And at this point, because of part of the collapse of the building, you guys are already on the first floor. So great job. The building is continuously still on fire. And as you guys are nearing the exit over the roaring fire, you start to hear some of the shouting of some of like the guards and mages that were trying to like put the fire out from the outside, kind of like fantasy world firefighters.
Nice.
And as you guys are walking out, there's two knights that come over and grab Bhatia and help you guys and kind of help you guys as well, since you guys also have injuries and stuff like that. As you are walking out, it seems almost like the foreman or the knight or the guard in charge grabs. I think Pierce would probably be the first person. I think we had said he had been in the front. Are you guys okay? As he's helping you guys, and as you guys are getting a little bit further away from the building and the smoke and the fire.
All things considered, we're okay.
And you see at this point they start to bring basically like little water bottles as they start handing them out to you guys, just to kind of get a little hydrated after being in a fire.
Mm-hmm.
And as they are taking Bhatia away, they start asking you guys like, are there any other survivors? Or
Uga grabs a bottle of water and starts drinking from it, and slowly the raised heart rate from the adrenaline and the excitement of the fight turns into just a raised heart rate of sheer fear and panic at the burning of this building and the people that have died, and the fact that I had lost that damn box. And I start hyperventilating, and I sit down and hug my legs and don't say anything else.
One of the guards gets one of those. It's almost like, I mean, you would see this at like, I guess like a fire, but it's one of those like very like metallic looking blankets. And he puts something similar like over your shoulders as they hand you like another water bottle.
Why did I think
Yeah.
rave and not like no? Because you see the girly pups in their like little outfits, but they're cold, so they have the silver blanket.
Canonically, Buka has a rave blanket over his shoulders.
Pull out my gloves and I start. You couldn't see that, folks at home, but that was a perfect wave with my fingertips.
It's called gloving.
The coloring of Pierce's, not his uniform, but just like the clothing that he has on, kind of indicates that he is still part of the Numerian kind of like army, or at least like somehow involved. And so the same guard that had been talking to you looks over and just says, "So, is it just the one survivor?"
As far as we can tell, we definitely came across a few more that were inside trying to catch up to our friend that's now sitting on the ground.
Damn it. All right. Well, we won't be able to do any investigation until this fire is put out. So I think the best we can do is just wait and hold. Damn it. And you see that his attention goes to the crowd, and part of the crowd kind of starts dispersing a little bit as like some of the guards are still kind of keeping people away. And at this point, they seem to have like the fire for the most part under control behind you. But as you look over, kind of moving through the crowd, moving towards the front, and then eventually you see them speaking to some of the guards, holding everybody back, and then they walk past them. You guys see two individuals that walk past. One of them, and probably the first one that you guys notice, is a massive half orc, probably standing, honestly, probably close to like 7 feet. He has like a vest on, nothing underneath it. Seems to have pants made out of leathers and furs. And the thing that, besides his massive height, that you notice immediately is a massive great axe strapped to his back. Walking past him, or walking next to him, sorry, is a half elf standing significantly shorter than he is, probably standing about 5 foot. But just the way she's walking is very, very graceful, wearing a lot of like blacks and grays and just very like dark coloring of shirts, and just seems to have on just like gray shirt and like black pants. And then you don't see on her, you don't see like any weapons or anything like that. But yeah, as they were approaching, the guard that was talking to you, Pierce, you heard him say like, "Oh, damn it, they're here." They are talking to one of the mages that seems to be helping put out the fire.
I think Val would sit next to Buka and just kind of try and put like an arm over him and comfort and console him.
They were there. I couldn't.
Shh,
We
it's
couldn't
okay.
They were dead.
We saved one.
I almost cut off his foot.
You see
It would
Batia
have
in the
been
distance.
funny.
Batia in the distance is just like, they almost cut my foot off, man.
Thank you guys for coming to help. I didn't know. I didn't think I could get him out by myself, and I'm glad you guys came.
Yeah, I wish we had been there with you in the first place.
Pierce, go talk to those guys.
As that's happening, go ahead and give me perception checks. At this point, as you guys are rolling, at this point, they have stopped talking to that mage that is helping with some of like the water spells to kind of help put this fire out. And this half orc and this half elf walk a little bit closer towards the fire, and they seem to be kind of like peering inside and kind of like looking at the structure as a whole. What did you guys get?
23.
23.
Very cool.
I got a 13.
Himbo. Piers, I think at this point, I'll say with a 13, your focus is on this half orc as him being like the most like threatening, or at least like seemingly like most threatening person in the vicinity. I think your focus is kind of like on him, making sure that things are all kosher. For my 23 club, she does this very subtly. As she's kind of like by the edge of the fire, she's close to the door where you guys were first in, and Buka where you were blown back. You see that underneath some debris, like you see, it's like very quickly, she just goes and picks it up. And in her hand, she has a small box. Buka, you immediately recognize this as the box that was lost. And she quickly just kind of tucks it away in a little bag she has, puts it back over her shoulders. The two start to walk over to Pierce. Pierce isn't that short of a person. You are blatantly taller than this half elf, but this half orc is just massive, just like almost as wide as he is tall. And then as he gets a little bit closer, it's a little bit like hard to see because it is like night, but you just notice very, very green, gray, dark skin, like tusks stick out. And then on this half elf, hair pulled back, brunette, and just tan skin. Someone that looks like they are like outside a lot. The half orc looks to you as one of the guards they had originally been talking to kind of pointed them in your direction and looks over at you, and the half orc goes, "Who are you?"
Friends of somebody that works for the owner of this building.
Do you know who caused this?
We do not. We got here much after the fact.
You look like you have cuts. You a fighter?
I am.
Did you fight in there?
Fought through the fire. We did. We ended up on the second floor and then collapsed through the floor back down to the first, trying to get a friend out. And I point over to Batya.
Those are not wounds from fall. Those are wounds from a sword. Why you lie?
I can't say I know who you guys are.
Pity. And then he literally just like fully just ignores you and starts looking around. The half elf speaks up a little bit and just says, "You have to excuse my partner. he's a little kind of one-track minded, but no, we were kind of asked to help investigate what was going on. We know Mr. Hekan has some precious cargo in here, and so we were asked to help investigate what was going on. So I'm Lena, by the way, and she like sticks out her hand.
I shake her hand. Just Lena, thank you. Appreciate the introduction. My name's Pierce.
This is Kubosh. Kubosh is still just fully
Yeah.
like looking around.
I look at him when she says that, but I continue to I look back to her, and it's nice to know that you know Hekan. Was he personally the one that sent you to help with this investigation?
We were hired, and so I honestly just kind of go where I'm sent. So as far as who did the original hiring, I'm assuming it's him, but we were just asked to investigate and kind of keep an eye on the properties, especially after the last building burned down last week. And so we were hoping to catch whoever did this. You wouldn't have a clue like who could have done this, right?
I do not. I only just met a Hekan recently. My friend here, and I point to Buka sitting on the ground. He's a bartender at a bar that Hekan owns, so he knows him.
So am I.
I'm breathing through a brown paper bag.
Lena like squats down a little bit. She's already like a pretty small woman, but she like squats down and just says, "Hey, you doing all right?"
I think so. I'm doing okay.
Were you in the
How are
Were you in the
how-
fire?
how are- yes. I went into the fire.
Not everyone made it out, huh? Did you know some of the guys in there?
I did.
Sorry about that. Yeah, and then she goes, and then she's like, and reaches in like her like same bag where the box is in, and she has they look like sweets or like candies, and she's like, well, we're gonna go check things out, but this is for you. I'm sorry that you went through that, but when you guys were in there, did you guys notice anybody or see anybody in there?
Anything you find, are you gonna take it to Hecken?
Once we conclude our investigation, we're just here to look into things. We at the end of the day, the guards here kind of have final say over things, so
Mm.
we're just here to investigate and kind of see what's going on. So again, originally we got hired after the last fire, and now we're a little bit too late, but for this one.
Yeah. I mean, we saved Batya mostly. His foot's gonna be okay, right? He'll be able to walk again.
Yeah. No, he's gonna be fine. Yeah, it seems like you guys got him out on time, but no, we'll leave you guys to it. But hopefully we can come find you guys if we have any more questions. But I'm Lena, by the way, and then she like goes and sticks her hand out,
I shake her hand.
and then looks
Do
over.
I-
Oh yeah.
Do I know, or have I heard their names before through Hecken?
No, you have not.
Okay, cool.
Also, go ahead and roll. This will be for Buka specifically. Go ahead and roll investigation for me.
Investigation. 13.
13. You are looking at all of the like kind of like what they're wearing and stuff, very nondescript. And so it doesn't seem like they're affiliated with like a group
Anybody.
necessarily, or they seem to be contracted. And
Yeah.
so like as you're looking, a lot of the guards have like specific coloring, right? Of gray and blue. Even like the mages seem to have like, small like different emblems than like the traditional guards do, but
Yeah.
very nondescript, which may or may not also be its own.
Yeah.
Like the fact that
Its
they
own
even know that this place belongs to Hecken
Mm-hmm.
already says a lot. So
Yeah.
but that's about
Private eyes, they're watching you.
I think what you get with a 13. Lena sees also that Val is sitting next to Buka, and then I'm so sorry, I never introduced myself. Lena, and sticks her hand out as well.
Nice to meet you. I'm Val.
She like starts to peer at you a little bit and just says, "Oh, wonderful. Very nice to meet you. Well, my associate and I are gonna head inside, and we hope that you guys are all okay. But we're gonna be back." And then
Head
she
inside
says,
with the fire still going?
"Oh, we'll be fine." And then, Kuvash, you ready? Yeah. And he turns around and just nonchalantly like walks into the fire. And then she kind of like turns around and does like a little like finger wave goodbye and walks into the fire as well.
I think I wave back confused.
I'm taking more deep breaths into my brown paper bag.
Okay, deep breath in. Just really focus on your exhale. Just only the breathing.
With that, the fire eventually kind of gets doused out. The building, at least the actual structure of it, is still for the most part intact. The inside, you already know there's a whole floor that's been collapsed. And then any other future or any other like damage that happened after you guys walked out is unbeknownst to you all. But you also know that you were just sent here about 45 minutes ago. So specifically, Buko was. Buko, do you think you would stay here? Do you think you would go back to Hekan? You know, Hekan's still probably somewhere in the Leaning Tree.
Yeah, I think in this moment, gosh, because I have eyes on the goods right now.
Mm-hmm. You know at least where it is because the goods have walked into the building.
Yes, I think I go. Okay, we need to get back to the bar right now.
Right now.
Right now, we need to go. I start walking with the blanket. I'm taking the blanket. I'm not giving it back.
I think they're only one use.
This is my blanket forever.
Forever.
It's your cape
I
now.
tie it like a sash around myself.
Buka heads off back to the Leaning Tree. What would Val and Pierce like to do?
I think as soon as I see Buka get up and start walking, like right now, I'll just trail after him.
I feel like based on what Pierce technically knows, he would follow Buka.
You guys head back. You walk in through the door of the Leaning Tree. Utter chaos. The party has gotten way out of control at this point. Drinks have continuously been flowing the entire time you guys have been gone. And at this point, people are on the table. And as you guys look around, they're like tables have broken at this point as the party has gone from like pretty crazy to full rager.
Let's go. I slip in and I scan the room for Hekan.
You don't see him.
Is anybody at his table?
Nope.
Dang it. I believe she has the box. Okay. I'm gonna run over to the bar. I'll run over to, or I guess I'll push my way to the bar.
Yeah. At this point, people are like desperately trying to get drinks. Our friend that Val left behind by the bar by himself is desperately trying to maintain control while also trying to get drinks out. And then just it'll be on one. I can't hand out drinks until I start taking orders. I'm so yes, two silver. And then you kind of
Come on, pull up to the bar.
I need you to hop on.
Yeah, okay, I jump over the bar. I hood slide across the top of the bar, and
you guys start flowing.
drinks.
You guys start flowing. Yeah. Buka, what's up?
Where did Hekan go?
He went to his room and points over, and you know that there is like that back door that really only Hekan uses, or one of his kind of like right hand mans. You have never really gone through that door. You've never been allowed to.
Yeah. I think tonight's a special occasion. Bobby, okay. I keep pouring up stuff. I'm like pre-opening bottles and pouring them full into mugs. Okay. Here you go. I set you up. There's like 30 here. You should be good for at least this half. And I point to the back half of the crowd. The ones that aren't with Patrice, they're probably just getting beer. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Right on. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
I slap him on the butt and I walk away.
Thanks, man. I needed that.
You're welcome.
And at this point, I'll say that Val and Pierce were in the back of this crowd. And I mean, people are at tables and stuff like that. So it's basically the same number of people as before, but just more chaotic.
They're all just moving around now.
Yeah. But you do see that Buka heads over to that table where you guys chatted with Hekan.
I'm going to move towards that way. I'm going to move past the table towards the false wall / door. I'm gonna knock on it.
You knock and you wait a second and there's no response. And as you are looking, go ahead and make an investigation.
Oh, so mid. 11.
With an 11, what does it look like as Val and Pierce join you by this back table? You describe to me what they see.
Oh, what they see is me knocking, and it goes, and then my ear's up there against the door, and it kind of twitches, and then I move down 4 inches, and I knock again, and then I move to the left 4 inches, and I knock again, and then I turn like I've been found out, and I look as in a panic across the room, and I start slumping down to my knees again, and I reach for the brown paper bag that Val brought with her.
Here you go, Buka. Pierce, I think
Thank you.
I think the lack of oxygen in there really got to him. He's just panicking over and knocking on a wall?
I'm hitting it with the back of my hand as I'm sat up against it on the ground. Hekan.
It sounds hollow.
Hekan.
The only hard part, I think, for Buko with an 11 is you were moving your like ear and head every like 4 inches or so, but it all
Yeah.
equally sounded the same hollowness because
Yeah.
know there's a whole passageway back here, so it's not like it sounded different.
I know it's a fake door, or a fake wall. So I'm just.
It's like the
Hekan.
it's like the complete opposite of like in movies where it's like it sounds normal until it sounds hollow. This is all
Yeah.
hollow, and then you randomly will hit like real wall. You're like, oh, okay, too far.
Does it look like a real
Okay.
wall? Like
Mhm.
okay. So to us, it's just. This
I
man.
think you guys saw Hekan, not him, but one of his associates walk out after you guys' conversation with him. So you've seen it in use.
I lay down I roll over onto the ground and put my head against the ground so I can yell underneath the wall. Hekan!
The
Hekan!
music is bumping in here. No one's gonna hear you.
Hekan!
Love it. What would Val and Pierce like to do?
Buka,
You
is
still
this
have
the
to
only way that we can find him?
I'm like kicking the wall and scratching at it.
Are you still on
This
the
is
ground?
the only way. This is the only way in.
Only?
The only way.
Only one entrance and exit?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Can you guys help me open this wall?
You work here.
Yeah, but I've never gone back there. I live upstairs.
But you don't know how to open it though.
No. Is that not obvious by me lying on the ground?
Is there a latch on either side of this wall? Is it like a door? No?
No, it's literally, it looks like it's part of the wall.
Oh, okay.
There's no difference from like that section of the wall versus like as you continue down. The only difference is knowing that it is a doorway. But you guys are more than welcome to make investigation checks as well.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there anything like on the wall or on the floor around kind of where the opening
Hey, let's
would
roll.
be?
Let's roll.
Not 20!
Ooh. I'll say Pierce, what did you roll?
A 7.
7. Perfect. Pierce, as you're also starting to do like in your travels, you're like, we've dealt with like fake doors before. It's hollow. Val, you literally walk up and then just it so happens that there's a section of the wall where you're like also going to go investigate, and immediately your thumb catches in and you realize like it's like a button, and again just part of the wall, fully flush, and a little click, and then the door doesn't fully open, but it just creaks open, allowing passage in.
Wait, can they like, since they're up against it leaning, can they like fall into it?
Yeah, as it fully like unlatches from the rest of the wall, you guys having your ear against it just fall in.
I think I pathetically roll into it because I'm already on the ground.
Buka, get up. Come on.
I start crawling. Have to tell Hekan what happened at the warehouse.
You are crawling in. The rest of you walk in.
I shut the wall behind them.
You shut the wall behind this like false door.
Yeah.
You guys are in this dark tunnel. Who has dark vision?
I think I do.
Ooh, I don't think I do.
I
me
think
check.
only
Where do I check?
Valentina does.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I have
How
dark
do I
vision. I do.
check?
I'm a cat. Up to 60 feet.
Beautiful. Pierce, your eyes are like trying to adjust. It's so hard because it's so dark. For Val and Buka, you guys are in this dark tunnel. They are unlit, but there are torches lined up on either side. And do you guys just walk in or continue in?
Yeah.
It is a tunnel that immediately goes maybe about 15 feet forward, and then there is a ladder down.
Buka, should we be
I-
nice to Pierce?
Should we be nice to Pierce?
Yeah.
What do you
He's
do you mean
still
be
back
nice?
there.
He hasn't moved? And
No,
I
I'm-
turn around.
I walked
Are you?
the same
are you
direction.
following us?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
followed you guys, so I'm just not in the front.
You have no vision right now, Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm walking slow, so I might not be keeping up, but
I turn back and I see Pierce shuffling along the wall.
Yeah,
He's
you got
like
like
this.
his hand is to the wall. Like, because he can hear you guys. It's not like you guys are, unless you guys are rolling
He's
stealth checks.
strafing. He's strafing against the wall.
Should
Pierce,
we?
you don't have to be. You don't have to be stealthy. We're we're gonna be okay.
Mance just can't see.
Oh, he can't see.
Yeah.
Come here, Piercy, Piercy, Piercy.
As
This
it,
way,
echo-
Piercy,
as it echoes down
Piercy.
this quiet hallway.
Pierce stops.
Can I
Well,
cast light?
100%. Bright. What does it look like as you cast light?
Um,
What does Valentina's light look like?
Ooh. I think it would look like the horse that I rode back at school. And a horse just trots down the hall and lights it up so Pierce can see.
It's very miniature size. It's
Yeah.
probably
It's a
like,
baby.
yeah, it's just a little baby, but probably honestly the size of like a small, like a toy almost.
Yeah.
But it does illuminate. So I think it illuminates by like,
does it show up like instantly, or does it kind of expand into brightness?
I think it should expand.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
as it's galloping, it starts to
Yeah.
expand in light.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's getting closer. Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
But Pierce, as you can have a little bit more vision, because it does illuminate the tunnel. It is a fairly small tunnel, and your friends are over by the other end. But you can see at that point, literally just it's the end of the tunnel itself, and then they are standing right in front of the staircase or the
Okay.
ladder down.
Cool. I mean, I'll make my way to the end of the tunnel to catch up with them. However far I had fallen behind.
Yeah. Again, total is probably like 15 feet, so
Yeah.
it wasn't that terrible.
Yeah.
Very cool. Who is going down first?
Puka's going down first. I'm still kind of in a hurry. I straddle both ends of it and I slide down the ladder.
The fireman?
You do a cool video game fireman just slide down.
Yeah.
It is about 50 feet down.
Oof.
It is like if there wasn't the ladder, like if for whatever reason you just fell, it would hurt. It would
Peek behind the curtain. If the light had suddenly shown up, I would have fallen down this hole. Puka would have been startled.
Flashbacks
Are you
to the
afraid
fire.
of light?
Flashbacks to the
No,
fire.
but it was just really dark, and then all of a sudden it was light.
Oh, that would have been funny with no warning. I
No
asked
warning
you
at
if
all.
you
No.
were supposed to be nice.
Puka, no. Cool. Who goes down second?
I'll go down second and leave the horse Patronus, not Patronus thing behind me.
The
I go
little horse.
down gracefully.
The horse goes and stays close to Pierce, but Pierce, you go down. I'm assuming as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool. As you guys are making your way down, I think Buka, like you can tell, moving a little bit more urgency. You guys are continuing. It's like so much further than you guys probably would have thought, especially knowing I don't know the schematics of the building, but knowing the general infrastructure of it, of like cool 10 feet, that kind of makes sense with the building as a whole. Like it's all proportional, and then you get to like the ladder, and you're like, oh, we're going deep underground. This goes from like secret tunnel to this is like a layer now.
Secret tunnel.
Wait, does Buka make a noise when he like hits the bottom?
No, I'm a cat. I go.
Okay. I mean, you make a thud.
No.
He starts to fall on his back, but then he last second just
Last
able
second
to
to turn on all fours.
Very cool. You guys are in a stone room at this point. Size-wise, it's about the same collective size as the tavern above you, but it is fully empty, and it just seems like there are, as far as people, there are tables and chairs. It seems kind of like a small meeting place. But beyond that, there's no decorations. Same thing. There are like lanterns positioned across the room. So whenever they're lit, it can actually illuminate everything. But on the far end, close to like the opposite corner from when you guys came down, there is a lone doorway. And then it is kind of hard to see, but there is like a little bit of light peeking through underneath the door.
I think now I pause.
Mhm.
Holy crap. Did you guys know that this was down here?
Here. How would
Why would we
when have I
know?
been on this side of town?
You guys know things. You guys have seen things. Did you know that? Like, why would there be something like this underneath a bar?
We lost you for how long? You think we came to this side of town often?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is a. If you had like just tried a little bit, I would have. I would. Never mind. It wasn't like I was hiding.
You were
And
kind of hiding.
I start walking towards. I start walking towards the door.
You hear, it's kind of hard to hear, but like there's muffled like voices behind, and it sounds like there's 3 different people talking.
Oh, okay. I hold up my hand to signal to be quiet, and I step away from the door, and I'm speaking in a hushed tone. Okay, there's 2 things we could do here. I could try to listen to see what's going on in that room because I don't know about you, but I feel attacked with this warehouse and me being sent to go there to run an errand for Hekan. And I kind of want to know if he's in on it. That's like my pessimistic side. I don't want to believe that, but I need to know for sure, and that's gonna nag at me little by little all the time. And I know maybe I could just ask him straight up if he tried to kill me, but then if I ask him if he tried to kill me, he was probably just gonna kill me right there. So I guess my question to you all is, do we want to try to find out what Hecken knows without him thinking that he's sharing anything with us, aka secretly, aka I stealth over there to that door and I listen? Or do you want to straight up ask him?
You can do both.
Yeah, see, I would love to think that I could do both. I am like 99% sure I'm going to get caught doing one. I'm going to get caught trying to listen to him.
Uka, I understand where you're coming from. From what little I know about Hecken,
Yeah,
if he was trying to kill you,
yeah.
I don't think this is how he would have done it.
He wouldn't have done it he wouldn't have blown up one of his own warehouses to try to kill me.
No.
Yeah, there was a lot of valuable things in there, and not to be mean, but I think those were worth a lot more than you are worth to him.
Uga sits down. I reach for the paper bag.
Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me, Buka,
Oh, no.
as you go through an existential crisis.
Oh, no. Okay. Natural 20.
Nice.
You are able to suppress whatever panic attack was about to happen.
I grab the paper bag and then I give it back to Val.
Thanks.
I shove it into her hands and I go, I know my worth. And I sneak up to the door.
Do you try to open the door, or
Can I try to listen through the door?
go ahead and roll perception or investigation? And if you guys are behind him, you guys can also do the same.
I don't want to say
Do you get?
a nat 1.
I'll just say with a nat 1, you're just in the back of this group. As you try to listen in, Buka and Pierce are just like physically like preventing you from getting closer.
Can I just hear their breathing? Like
You hear their breathing really well.
I got a 12. I picture my ear is close to the door, and then Pierce's ear is next to my ear, and Val is like, why is Pierce listening to Buka's ear? Pierce, what did you get?
I got an 11, but I do feel like Pierce wouldn't have put his ear all the way up against the door.
No, your ear's up against my ear.
The 12 on 11, and then 8. That's why each one got progressively worse.
Yeah.
I'll say with your sub 15 rolls,
All right.
you guys hear a little bit, but like it's very like muffled, like because it's just normal conversation tone.
Mhm.
And so, but the things that you end up hearing, or like the only thing that like comes out clearly is the one time that Hecken like raises his voice, and all you hear him say is, "Then how the hell did they know where to go?" And then back to muffled tones.
I think we should go in.
Yeah. Okay. I push Pierce off of my ear, and I stand up and I straighten up my clothes. I go, here we go, and I knock on the door. Heck in.
There's like quiet, and then I'll say with the 12 that you got earlier, or 11, 12?
I got a 12.
12. You hear the small shing as a sword is pulled free.
I take a step back.
The
It's
door,
Buka.
pause again. door opens. It's the dragonborn that you guys had seen earlier. And he like opens the door cautiously. Like, so he lets like the door open, but he's like a step behind in case someone tries to like take a swipe or something.
Mhm.
And standing at the doorway is you. And Dragonborn goes, Buka.
I storm through the door.
He go ahead and roll either acrobatics or athletics as he's a good guard. He'll try to
Oh, dang it! Try to beat my 13.
18 on the die. So
I
he
start.
he
I try to
goes
be Hekan,
and he
Hekan,
does a
there's a fire.
full grabs you by the arms, sticks a foot out, and then just drops you. And so you are like, he doesn't like slam you on the ground, but he definitely is like
Yeah.
holding you down. And at this point, the same dragonborn that had grabbed you before is like, boss, it's Buka. And then Hekan, Buka, what are you doing here?
The warehouse. It went up in fire. There's flames everywhere.
Yes, I go ahead, get him up. And he looks past the doorway and then sees Pierce and Val.
I do an awkward wave, like,
Come in, please. Looks over at as Buka, you kind of Dragonborn kind of like roughly kind of like pats like any dust off of you. He's like, sorry about that, Buka.
Is my blanket okay? And I ruffle my.
He like
My
fixes
silver
it a
blanket.
little bit. He's like, I got you. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Hekan sits back down. Buka, what happened?
I was going to the warehouse and I was bringing the box that you wanted to be stored there. And as I was about, well, I knocked, duh, like you're supposed to. I knocked, and as I was knocking, the door blew off, and there was an explosion, and there was fire everywhere.
Shit. All right. No, we just got reports 10 minutes ago of what happened.
I lost the box.
That's fine. Right now, that's a lesser of my concerns.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's fine. I didn't think that whoever's doing this would strike again so quickly.
Again,
We lost one of our warehouses to another fire about a week ago.
that's what
Right.
Lena said.
right?
Who?
Did you not hire an investigator?
Why would I bloody hire to investigate my business?
Hecken,
Two- You can explain.
they're digging around.
Goes up to Buka and kind of grabs him by like this is like you've known Hekan for years at this point. Never seen him flustered really.
Mhm.
At the mention of someone investigating,
Mhm.
goes up to Buka and kind of grabs you by like the collar a little bit and kind of like shakes you a little bit and just said, "Who did you talk to?"
I didn't say anything. Their names are Lena and Kubash. One's a half elf, one's a half orc. They don't like us. They pretended to like us. They gave me candy. It was really good. I didn't say anything.
Shit, and he lets you go, but forcefully. And again, very short man. He's a dwarf, and you are 6'1". But he lets you go. Shit. What did you tell them? And kind of looks at everybody.
I think I want to put my. Can we pretend that when Buka got pushed, he kind of fell into me?
Yeah.
So
Like catch him a little bit.
I put my hand on Buka's and kind of step around him so I can say something, and I just look at Hecken. I'm Hecken. I know we just met, but they don't know anything from us. But they did go into the building to search for whatever they were trying to get done. But you should know the three of us were attacked while inside the building. Don't know by who. Just
Not the half orc.
no. No, the two that attacked us were left in the building.
We killed them.
Yes, Val. That
You see, he like smiles a little bit and says, "Good."
I reach for the paper bag from Val's hand.
They said something about a pyre?
Who?
Hecken.
The elf and the half orc.
no, the two
No,
that we
no, no.
killed.
Yeah, the knights of some sort.
They said the pyre will live.
I don't know what that means. I don't know
Oh,
who.
thank goodness.
I don't know who the pyre is, but So they're the ones. So these knights are the ones that caused the fire.
We're assuming they either caused it or people who they work for caused it, and they were there to make sure nobody got out alive.
Wait. So then, how did these Buka? What'd you say their names were?
Lena and Kubash.
How are they involved in all this?
They were just there.
They
We ran out of
came
the building.
after
and
we got out and we killed.
saved-
after the killing.
We did save Batya. And they said that his foot's going to be okay. So that's a win.
Was his foot not? Oh, it's fine. I'm glad. His foot's gonna be fine. Shit. He goes and sits down, and there's like an ale that he like kind of takes like a big swig from. Well, it's good to have names to these two. We've been hearing reports of this half elf and this orc snooping around.
So, okay. So they're not with you. And do we know if they're with, are they with the keep? Are they with the royal family? Or
Not that
were they even from here?
I couldn't tell you. And then go ahead, Pierce. Go ahead and roll. You tell me what you either investigation or history or perception.
Not
As
perception.
either of those three, I think. I don't know what your stats are for those, but
Pierce doesn't perceive.
I mean, will I learn something different depending on what I choose? I'm just curious. Like, what am I trying to?
I think in general, as the comment is made of like do they work for the keep? You've obviously been gone for a little bit, but in general, I feel like you know some of like the movers and shakers of Numerian politics and Numerian army.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna go with investigation because it's my best of the three. I got a 21.
21.
Nice.
Very cool.
Pierce rolls when it matters.
That's fair.
Only when it comes to his career. He's very career focused.
The daddy issues talking for him.
With a 21 investigation. Also, I'll say this. It'll be a two-parter for Pierce. You don't know if they're affiliated with the keep. It doesn't really seem like they don't really seem like the type that would get kind of hired by the keep. The keep would have no reason to hire people when they have more than enough soldiers, more than enough mages, more than enough like people to investigate.
Yeah.
With a 21, what's something that you feel like Pierce would, as far as like, I guess just their appearance or kind of like, you know, how they were acting, what's something that Pierce would want to know or like be curious about?
I mean, I think for me, anybody coming directly from the keep, because I don't think they would hire somebody, but if they were coming from the keep, there would be no reason for them to be wearing clothes that aren't marked. So I think my curiosity is mostly towards the point that there is no markings on what they were wearing. So like they are purposefully not affiliating themselves with whatever. So I feel like Pierce is more concerned of whether or not they're even from the city or not.
They don't even go here.
With a 21, based on the way that they were speaking, the way they were dressed, not even from Alcor. You don't even think they're from Numir.
They're tourists.
They're tourists. But I'll say also with a 21 investigation, I think just adding on to that part of it, but you also know there's a lot of people in from out of town. And if you were trying to make your way in and do something or find something or steal something or cause any kind of mayhem, this would probably be the most ideal time to do it.
These fakers, they just knew a name and showed up and started snooping around. They flashed their FBI badges, but nobody knows what those look like.
I will say also on a side note, not like this one isn't but for Buka, the fact that they knew Hekan's name also says a lot. Like Hekan isn't like unknown, but you know, because he still is a businessman. Regardless, there are some like, legitimate businesses that he does have and own. But it's I guess the equivalent would be, as far as like the public eye, it would be like the equivalent of like knowing the name of the person that owns those 3 grocery stores down the street.
Like, why would anybody even ask?
Who would know that? So
who cares? Who cares who owns the warehouse over here?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but with that, Hekan kind of responds, and so I don't know how they knew that was one of my warehouses, but the fact that they got there so quickly already speaks ill. It makes me think that there's a mole in our ranks.